What does it mean to build back better under a Biden-Harris administration? What does it mean for innovation in agriculture and racial equality in agriculture, innovation in energy sector? How do more minority businesses and distressed communities prosper from innovation in energy and opportunity zones? What's to ensure that more minority business enterprises are a part, and I mean a vital part, of the supply chain of America? Speaking of supply chain, we expect the IAEOZ Summit 2021 to open up the supply chains of US manufacturing, because we are committed to, during this global presentation and post IAEOZ Summit 2021, to inspire a culture of innovation that will include more minority youth, more minority businesses, professionals, faculty, board members of historically Black colleges to participate in a transformational process of ensuring what works for MBEs, HBCUs in opportunity zones. What does it mean to build back better under the President Biden-Harris administration? What does it mean to build back better for innovation in agriculture, for innovation in racial equality? What does it mean to build back better for innovation in the energy sector? How do more minority businesses and distressed communities prosper from innovation? How do we expand minority participation? In other words, what works to ensure more minority business enterprises can become a part of the supply chain? Speaking of supply chain, we expect here, and as a result of the Innovation in Agriculture and Energy Opportunity Zone Summit 2021, to open up the supply chain globally for US manufacturing, because we're here committed to ensure that information, technical assistance, capacity building are all a part of ensuring minority youth are engaged in the participation of this supply chain, where in fact they can find their place to be a part of moving ideas, ingenuity into innovation that ends up being commercialization. We're committed to put this information internationally throughout the globe to ensure that minority businesses exchange trade commerce like never before. We think that we can answer a few questions about what works. After 2 days of this summit, we feel very confident you will be able to answer the same questions. What works? How does the Innovation in Agriculture and Energy Opportunity Zone Summit help America react to climate change so that by 2020, 2050, or even before, we can reach our climate change goals? The IAEOZ team has put together an international data collection system where your questions, your challenges, ideas, information, thoughts that come from what you hear in these presentations over the next 2 days will be compiled, uploaded, and made invaluable use to helping us create a what works culture. So thank you very much for engaging in the chat in a very robust way. Thank you for asking us constant questions on things that you don't understand or things you want to know more about. The IAEOZ Summit team would like to thank the Department of Commerce and especially the Minority Business Development Agency, now under the leadership of Acting Director Miguel Esteen. We thank you so much for your investment in our company, KDM and Associates, to help lead the nation in collaboration with the centers, the Minority Business Development Centers around the country, to increase the number of government contracts awarded to MBEs. We are fully committed to that mission. And on behalf of the IAEOZ Summit 21 planning team, I want to thank people like Dr. Wilson of Morgan State, President, Vice President Dr. May, and the executive leadership team, starting with Dr. Tim Akers and Ellis Brown and Ms. Robin Gray, for making us believe through your participation and partnership that working together will establish a Build Back Better Baltimore. I can't thank HUD, Housing Urban Development's Eric Yost, for his supportive engagement, literally he and his team, since the kickoff of IAEOZ Summit 2020 last year. And our team's commitment to help democratize opportunity zones so that truly this is not a 1% program, but we will not stop until everyone benefits from the program of opportunity zones. We do know with a program that initially lacked performance measures and accountability, that our focus has always been on the fact that it was a $100 billion economic stimulus program and private capital coming into distressed communities. And so we took it upon ourselves. We knew at KDM that we needed to make sure that this program reaches the masses, that this program helps minority businesses enter into the supply chain of contract opportunities associated with rebuilding these distressed communities. In fact, 8,277 of these communities. To Joanne Hill and J.R. Baggety at the MBDA, we thank you for outlining in your presentations what works, that needs to continue to scale when it comes to what works for MBEs in both rural and urban centers, for minority farmers and HBCUs, and innovators in government contracting, MBEs who are seeking to grow from small businesses and become mid-sized businesses, and large solution providers because they're located in hub zones, they have GSA schedules, they may be an 8A, a woman-owned Native American firm that has received the kind of mentoring and technical assistance that allows them to prosper, especially being a part of creating jobs in these distressed communities called opportunity zones. And to Kim Cooley, so excited to share with you, as you will see yourself, her commitment as a female on what works in opportunity zones. She's leading by example. A gender all too often missing when it comes to opportunity zones. And so more power to Attorney Connie Rathbone of how you have become a national voice for diversity and opportunity zones. These are just some of our speakers. To Jim Beddoes, CEO of TDP, thank you for your leadership in helping me understand even more so the power of leadership decision-making using data analytics, algorithms. I believe that the power of your platform and our collaboration will give racial equity a new lease on life in the 21st century. I really do. So we're excited about the presentation, sharing that with our public around the globe. we're confident that your presentation and that of all of our other speakers will give our audience the hope that they can participate in a collaborative process that leads minority businesses and untapped communities to a life of abundance and maximum productivity. To be able to have access to the power of data to do good will unquestionably defeat the bad actors we have seen online that we face. We believe together we'll be able to lead others to the light of opportunity and prosperity and transform what hasn't worked online, what has caused divide, what has caused various negative impacts to lead to a more prosperous, healthy, and congenial environment for a quality of life that our kids and our grandkids can be thankful that we've put in the time. Ladies and gentlemen, there will be moments during day one of the IAEOZ Summit, especially as Dr. Tim Akers from Morgan State delivers his summary of day one. I promise you that you will feel like you are listening to a sermon on what America and the world needs to do in a post-pandemic environment to transform our globe into what works. I cannot wait to see this chat box during his presentation around the globe light up, because Dr. Akers truly gave a dynamic, data-driven discussion along with TDP in their presentation, and our sponsors, INA Solutions, and 8A HubZone GSA schedule holder, whose contract work with USDA continues to help bring the agency into the 21st century. We believe we've created the opportunity for government to see cost efficiencies and more evidence-based advancement by the utilization of our technology and our platforms online. We at the Federal Procurement Center look forward to helping small businesses, government agencies, to help scale those businesses from mid-size to large businesses, where job creation is real. We're not just moving chairs around. We don't need to be cyclical between employment and unemployment. We can surge in an environment of what works. Let me close my portion of the two-day, half-day presentation that you will be engaged, educated, and empowered by welcoming each and every one of you to your seat for the next 2 days. I can promise you that the information you will hear today and tomorrow will be information that you will want to share, you'll want to respond to, you'll want to make sure your coworkers, your members of your community, your leaders, members of Congress and Senate, commissioners, elected council members, business partners, faith-based community, the non-profit government organizations, your farmer family community, your manufacturing operations, your university, your campus, your classroom, federal, state, local agencies, your county, and our nation who participate in this global watch will become engaged, educated, and empowered to the facts and figures, success stories, challenges, and possibilities. And at the end of today's summit, and by this time next year, I can promise you that we know enough about this from last year's IAEOZ kickoff, where we made a commitment, a 5-year commitment. Let me close my portion of welcoming you to your seat with us for the next 2 days. I can promise you that the information you hear today and tomorrow, 2 half days, will be information that you will want to share with your community, your coworkers, your members of Congress, senators, commissioners, elected officials, your business partners, You would want to share it at universities, on campus, in the classroom, with nonprofit organizations, with federal, state, and local agencies, and somehow get this information around the nation. To get the opportunity to become empowered by the facts and figures and success stories and challenges, to see the possibilities, to move those possibilities through the supply chain, to make them probabilities, to move minority farmer row croppers to large manufacturers, distributing their crops around the world. At the end of today's summit, and by the time this next year, we know enough from our kickoff of last year at the IAEOZ summit that you will need to prepare yourselves, because now we are the nation's only federal procurement center. And we're fully committed to work collaboratively with our MBDA centers around the country to ensure that you, the minority business enterprise, will have, like never before, the opportunity to grow your business, to grow your revenues, to grow in job creation, and to be a solution provider to the government at scale. That's our commitment to you. So look out, get ready. My name is Keith Moore. I'm founder of KDM and Associates, Open Government TV, and now the operator of the Federal Procurement Center for the Minority Business Development Agency here in Washington, D.C. We welcome you to the IAEOZ Summit 2021. Enjoy.